All right, we're back. Esports report continues, and
You had to sub out Max.
changed my body.
You're much better looking than the fellow who was sitting next to me, Chris. I'll give you that one.
I am less hairy. That's very true. Max is a beautiful human.
He is, though.
Definitely. Okay, so catch me up, Jack. Where are we at right now?
We just went through our 20th through 11th place people for players.
So we're down to the top 10.
Yeah, we're at the top 10. You want to quickly go through 20 through 11?
Yeah, catch me up.
All right, so we had 20 was Chino from Rise Nation.
Okay.
19th, JCap from Denial. 18th, TP from Team Envious. 17th, Jerd from TCM. 16th, Karma from Optic Gaming, which a lot of people were surprised about, but it was funny because the chat was going back and forth. There were some people who couldn't believe Karma
That
wasn't
Karma was that
first
low.
in something in
Right.
Call of Duty. But then also, you have to look at the impact he plays on his team. At UMG Cali, he could have a pretty rough game.
Still get the win.
Online, Optic won with him only using a knife in one of their games. Like, that shows
Right.
how much they can do, even if he struggled.
You can get it done.
Yeah, Parasite at 15th, Attach from Denial for 14th, TJ Halley Elevate for 13, Proofy from Team Envious 12th, and Slack from Elevate at number 11. But now, Chris, we're really moving into the top players you expect to see this weekend.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10 most impactful. These guys with the biggest influence on the game. Real quick, before we jump into the top 10,
Yeah.
who were the chat most vocal about? Who did they think deserved to be higher? Because Jerd down at 17 to me seems really low.
Yeah, there was a couple that obviously the chat had a lot of talk on, and honestly, it's funny to see too. It's the players with the biggest following. They're like, why isn't he higher? He should be higher. Then you get like a player like Slack, who for his team, he's number 11. They thought, why is Slack even on here? Slack shouldn't be here. It should be Classic in place of him. Or why is TJ Halley 13th? He should be way lower than that, meaning like 20th or something along those lines. When we mentioned who are the big ones, we mentioned Karma, obviously brought a lot of attention to himself. TP, I think a lot of people are actually really satisfied with that number.
Okay.
Jerd, people mentioned him, but when it came down to it, and some of the players you're going to be seeing later on, their teammates play a bigger role in their team than them.
All right, well, sounds fair.
Yeah.
We're jumping into the top 10. This is Max's list, so if you guys disagree with anything on this list, please blow up his Twitter feed all day long, MVLLOW. Blow up Max's Twitter. All right,
Absolutely.
Break it down for us, Jack. Who comes in at number 10?
Number 10 is the captain of FaZe, Enable, winning those two events out in Europe with Optic Gaming, now finishing second at UMG California. Going to be heading into this event. First time competing at the X Games. Plays that support role for his team. 1.04 overall KD there in the MLG Pro League. 1.00 in S&D. Holding his own in that one. Just shy of 27 kills in the Respawn game mode. And also just shy of 2 kills per game in Uplink. But Chris, for this team, the massive impact he makes is the vocal leader.
Yep.
And he also just keeps them all level-headed.
I was going to say, it's something that you can't really measure with statistics.
Exactly.
What Enable brings to the table. I actually want to put a mic on this man for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
At X Games, and just listen in, because anytime you listen in with Enable or with Formal, some of the other former Halo guys,
Yeah.
they never really peak. They never get all fired up or chippy with their teammates. It's always small talk, always consistent, always even keeled. Enable was getting a little fired up at UMG when they were taking down Optic. I was a little bit surprised to see that much emotion coming out of him.
Oh, and exactly. That's the thing that makes Enable such a great teammate. And you see this tweeted about a lot, is that when have you ever heard of an argument between Enable and anyone on his teams? You never hear it. And if anything, it's because the teammate is being ridiculous and he needs to be like, all right, you're kind of...
I actually just thought of like the spectrum of Call of Duty personalities. Parasite is on one end, burning every bridge that was ever built, some that haven't even been built yet.
Yeah.
Enable's the opposite. I don't think he has bad blood with anyone in the scene.
And a lot of people talk about how much that means for a squad going into an event. When you're all on the same page, when you're excited to play together, teams, Flamesword mentioned it, when they used to play together in Halo, Enable's the type of player who says, hey, great kill there, Mike, just to give him a little confidence boost for as he's going on in that game. Even if he's struggling, he's the one to be like, hey, let's pick that back up. And for his team, who hasn't been able to play as many LANs as the rest of these players coming into this event this year due to his age, that means a lot to keep their composure in these major tournaments.
I'm happy with Enable at the top 10.
Yeah.
What do you think outside of his in-game leadership? why is he an impactful player? What should people be looking out for from him at X Games?
I mean, his bounce shot is up there with some of the strongest in the game. Now, it's not, I wouldn't say it's top 3, but it's something that is definitely, he's able to hold down the lanes for his team in the maps. Really, what's going to be key for him is his teammates, how well they all play. All 4 of his teammates all finished with a positive KD in Season 2. So they're doing the slaying power they need. How are they going to show up in the hardpoint game modes? And really, my big thing, too, is you mentioned how fired up he got in that UMG Cali setting when they forced a second best of 5. Do they have the stamina? Can they keep playing well and stay hot all weekend long? Once they forced a second best of 5, Optic continued to play hot, and FaZe really just kind of fell off.
They're like, dude, we are out of gas, man.
And if you're going to win an event like X Games, and the thing that made Optic do so well last year was that through and through, all 4 players did exceptionally well. The thing that was plaguing Optic prior to the X Games gold last year was that Proof would have a bad game, and they would struggle. Clay would have a bad game, and they would struggle. At X Games, Nade was destroying the S&Ds. The rest of that lineup was always slaying and holding their own. I think that this FaZe lineup is going to be very similar this year if they want to take on the gold.
Very good point. Stamina is going to be key, especially if you think of double elimination, best of 7s.
Best of 7s.
You're playing for a gold medal.
It's nuts.
You're potentially playing 14 games.
Yeah.
Just prepare yourself mentally for that over 2.5 hours of Call of Duty action.
It's going to be nuts.
In the games alone. All right, Enable at number 10. Let's go to number 9. This is going to make a lot of people in the chat smile. Crimbot.
From Optic Gaming.
Number 9 for Optic Gaming's, I guess, in-game leader. He's the second player from Optic Gaming so far on our list, and just look at those numbers that Crim brings to the table. 1.07 overall. His uplinks. Is this number 1 in the league?
His uplinks in the current spot, I'm not entirely sure.
But it's close.
Oh, it's absolutely
It's close. 3.9, almost 4 points a game in uplink. His search, never negative. I can't get that out. From Crim, 1.18, and then almost 29 kills a game in our respawns per 10 minutes.
And this is what makes the Optic Gaming lineup just so scary, is that Karma finished with like a 0.96 there in Season 2. Struggled by many people's terms compared to what you're used to from a player like Karma. But when you have a teammate like Crim6, who all he wants to do is win. Yes, his stats look beautiful there, but you better believe he'll be the first one to sacrifice himself, whether it's hopping in the hard point, running the flag when typically a player would just kind of slay around it, or be the bait in an S&D game to make sure his team wins. He's the vocal leader where Nade used to have that role. When you saw Nade on that team, they would butt heads a lot. Crim, what's great about this team too is that Crim can sometimes get hot-headed and say something that wouldn't necessarily be right, and Formal, who's normally quiet, is there to say no.
Wrong.
We're not doing that. We're sticking with what makes us win, and that's what makes this Optic Gaming lineup bounce so well off each other. And a lot of people are going to notice there's still 2 players in this team who are to come that play an even more of a big role on this Optic Gaming lineup. So I'm sure the chat is saying, why is Crim at 9? Why is Crim at 9? Don't worry. There are a lot of impactful players left here in the top 10.
Storylines for Crim6, winningest player in Call of Duty history with 20 championships, now passing Aches there for that number 1 spot, as you mentioned. Only missing X Games gold from his trophy case. He's got an ESWC title, Gfinity title. He's got his World Championship title from Complexity. Crim's a winner. He's always been a winner. He's definitely someone to look out for, a fantastic in-game leader, and honestly, one of the few players that I would put money on every single time in a 1v1 round 11 of a search and destroy.
Oh, absolutely, and we've seen it time and time again this year, so they've got a lot of reason to do that. But we wanted to highlight one great game from Crim6. What we've seen so far is a lot of these players have either made impactful plays or just overall dominant performances. Crim6 is one of those explosive players where, yes, he'll have his games where he goes 24 and 28 and just gets the objective done for Optic Gaming, but then he'll have some games where he drops 50 kills like we've seen time and time again. This one is going to be Retreat Hardpoint, Optic Gaming versus Stunner from UMG Orlando. Let's take a look.
That's a 5-kill streak for Scumpy, and he's looking to add more. There's 6 before finally falling, and everyone in Optic Gaming really heating up from the slaying department. Besides Nadeshot, but Nadeshot really not much to do. He wins a gunfight, and you know what, Matt? This would be the perfect time to go over to a listen-in with Optic Gaming.
I got 2. One more there front, weak. Let's go. I'm out your wall. I spawn wall. Watch back. One shot in.
We got one.
Nice, Ian. No one cut. Probably going back steps. Hang on.
Side window, he got me.
Nice.
Got me.
No, he's one shot. I ran out of ammo.
Okay, don't worry about it.
I got one pool side. Let's go. 2 guys hill. Let's go.
Stun and hill.
Dead.
Nice.
Probably back steps.
Backstairs in.
One more back step. There's one shot. One down here. One more back step.
Lobby, front jump.
Nice. Back steps dead. Coming last push, boys. Outside up. Dead. Let's go. I'm coming to get in hill. Then bind you steps. Big one. One's pushing now. Just kill him. We don't need two come out lobby. Middle. One more bottomed up. Okay. Third steps. He's by hill. They see me. I got your back steps.
One shot bottom circle.
I'm getting a corner. Slay around me.
I spawn bottom dub.
We're gonna be Talos.
One flow. Low dead.
Oh my god. Top zero. I know.
These kids are shook. Let's go.
Let's go, Seth. Top circle. There we go. That's the intensity we need. Let's go. I got one. Nice, boys. Upstairs. I got him. Let's go. One more.
Behind us. Outside of
Keep playing, guys. Keep it up. Let's go. Good shit. Let's go. Circle again. Dead. Nice job, mate. Let's go. One more there. Dead. Let's go.
Let's go, Matthias.
You're a man. You're an
You
animal.
sexy man.
Top circle again. Dead.
Let's go, man. Let's go, Matthias.
Where the fuck are they, dude? Top steps, one shot. Top steps, one shot. One lobby. Lobby. Come on, top attic and 2 lobby.
Bottom lobby.
Back turtle. Top lobby, one shot to loot. In dead. We're there, man. Nice, man. Last guy pool. I'm watch the wall. Lobby.
One shot attic.
Go, one shot hill. I just want to have 10 kills for you. Yeah, you're the best, Ian. Let's go. Two guys cut. They're weak.
One shot in hill. There's 2 in. One's absolute.
Nice, boys.
One full.
The Optic Gaming boys with a huge 3-piece from Crim 6. Crim looking for the fourth as well. I was about to say the communication coming out from Optic was absolutely surreal. They're having fun, they're getting pumped up, and more importantly, they are dominating Stunner. 195 to 58. Crim 6 picks up one, looks for the second. Formal and Scuppy going to be in the hill. 4 players go down, and TJ desperately trying to pick up this scrap time.
I mean, when Crim and Formal are playing like this, you almost have no chance. I mean, Crim just went on a 14 streak right there?
Yep.
It's extremely impressive. It's impressive he can able to count as many kills as he has in a row.
These guys are just all heated up at the right time, and honestly, if they can continue playing like this, I feel so sorry for Stunner in this series. Of course, Stunner need to win 2 best of 5 to have any chance of pushing, to win the championship, of course. And it's just going to be so hard for them. It really is. I mean, right now, there's 2.5 minutes left. They're about to break the 100-point mark, and Optic Gaming are almost 200, so Optic in full control of this series.
Yeah, Optic's definitely in control of this hard point. If you're a Stunner, just try and get as close as you can, gain some momentum. Obviously, the crowd plays a big part in it as well, keeping that momentum in Optic's favor. But Stunner, you have to just kind of rally around the teammates you have in the booth and kind of form some kind of momentum.
Crim 6 already with 41 kills with over 2 minutes to play. How many kills is Crim going to end on this series? Formal, he's about to hit 40 himself. So these two just heating up together at the right time. And, Skunk's 2 kills away from 30 bomb, and nade shots almost positive as well.
I mean, right, that's why you kind of picked up Crim and Formal. I mean, for games like this, right, when they can just take over, and if you have 2 players like that can take over, and obviously Scum capable as well, I mean, it is a very difficult roster to beat.
And I want to just stay on board with Crim 6 for the closing part of this game, because he is just a man on a mission. There's 2, almost found himself a 3-piece, 5 kills away from a 50 bomb in the first hard point of the grand finals here at UMG Orlando. Crim with many players actually in front of him right there. And looks like he's going to go for the challenge. Cleans up another kill, 4 kills away from 50. Going to secure the hard point as well, but looking for more kills. Crim desperate to hit 50.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's playing super aggressive right now, Ben. He is on the hunt
3
for this
kills.
50 bomb. 3 kills away, and he's going to run straight through over that up hang, and he's going to try. He's definitely going to push these spawns out, try and go for it.
Yeah, without a doubt. At this point, this game's over.
Yeah.
Optic Gaming take game 1. It's just Crim wants bragging rights. He wants to drop 50 kills, 48, 2 more kills, 49. Surely gets it. Crim 6, 1 kill away from 50 with some phenomenal plays coming in on the hill. Formal, he's close to 45 kills. He needs 3 more. And Crim's just going to go looking for kills at this point, and that's going to be his 50th kill. Crim 6 drops 50. And now, can Formal get anywhere close to 50 as well? That's 43 for him. Optic Gaming just putting on a clinic. And if I'm Optic, I don't even want to go on the hill. I just want to get kills. I just want to embarrass Stunner at this point.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It sets a precedent for the rest of the series. Obviously, to win, and the shape that they're winning right now, it's one thing, but for have 2 players drop 50, it's really tough to look at that scoreboard after. If you're Stunner, Formal thinks he finished that one player. He's got 45 kills, 20 seconds left. Does not look likely, but Crim is 52 and 30.
That's just unbelievable. It really is for a player to put up a performance like that in the first map, and he's going to get more kills as well. That's the scary thing. 53. He could almost end at 55, actually, if he could find 2 more kills, but Stunner, they're not going to allow him. Look at them. They're just AFK in the spawn. They don't want to allow Formal to get anywhere near 50. But Up to Gaming make a serious statement on map number 1, Matt.
Yeah, that was a big statement game right there out of Up to Gaming, especially Crim 6. I mean, 53 kills.
All right, so that was a look at Crim 6 at number 9, just showing you how dangerous the man can be once he heats up. He can get it done with the AR, SMG. Any weapon you put in his hands, he's deadly with, Jack.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what makes this Optic Gaming lineup so unique. Formal also known for just being able to swap between these 2 weapons at any time and still continue to just lay down the slaying power. But Crim is at number 9. Number 8, Chris. Going back over to TCM.
Yeah, real quick, before we leave Crim, I just want to point out here, guys, this is most impactful. Hell yes, Crim is an incredible player. Is he a top 5 player? Yes, in my book, without a doubt. Is he the most impactful player? I think if you remove him, there's several other players you could sub in, and Optic would see similar success.
Oh,
so that's why we have a few players above him, including this man at number 8. We have the Mad Cat coming over from the UK. Mad Cat really saved TCM towards the later parts of the Pro League. He came in, went on a ridiculous run with them in the final 2 weeks, replacing Gunshi. You can see what he brought to the table. A 1.17 overall KD. His uplink's nearly 2 a game. His search and destroy game, though, some of the best S&D out of any player in the Pro League, a 1.49, and he averages higher than Crim when it comes to kills per respawn at 30.08. You see, he doesn't get as much of the objective done, but this is a man who is brought in to do one role, and that is to slay for this TCM squad. He's doing one hell of a job so far.
Yeah. He's a big reason why TCM finished the season at 7-3, getting that 5th seed. So crucial, because now going into this event, we've heard it time and time again, but TCM is playing for, honestly, more than any other player at this event, and that is to stay in America. People consider the U.S. obviously the highest quality players in all of the world. They want to play against the best. Well, they need to perform very well at this event. Obviously, Mad Cat, disappointing performance there at Call of Duty Championships. Getting potentially a gold medal at the X Games would mean a lot for his AW season.
I have to say, I wasn't upset with the way Mad Cat played at Champs either. I thought he was kind of let down by his teammates at the time. So I'm really excited to see him with kind of the best from the UK. He's playing alongside Jerd once again. I think Shane has really come into his own towards the later parts of AW here.
Yeah.
But really, it's going to be on Mad Cat and it's Jerd. If you look at it, like, Shane cannot get his job done, and Moose can't really help with that objective unless there are 2 players clearing the lane. I think you look at Mad Cat, you swap him out for Formal. You look at Jerd, you swap him out for Scump. You got 2 very similar players with very similar roles. I think Mad Cat has to be that guy to stand up to some of the top ARs in the game.
If Mad Cat doesn't perform well for TCM, they have no chance, to be quite honest with you. They will just get overrun, and that's what we saw in the MLG COD League. They really began to turn things around and finish with that stronger record when Mad Cat came in to just slay out the map. We spoke earlier on about Jerd. I honestly, and Max was agreeing, I'd put Jerd probably in top 3 in overall engagements in respawn game modes. He'll finish hardpoint games 42 and 42. And the reason why he's able to get inside that hill, and reason why Mad Cat's able to do so well, is because Jerd will go in, trade a kill, sacrifice himself, and then Mad Cat will come in with his bow and just clear things out. And that's how TCM gets control of the hills. That's why Mad Cat is such a crucial player. If he's able to match the slaying power of Formal and these other big name slayers like Clayster, then TCM will have their best shot of placing in the medals. If he falls short, TCM will get wiped.
Yeah, if Mad Cat's not playing at 100%, even if he's playing at 85%, TCM doesn't make it to the medals, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for Mad Cat to have the most pressure on TCM. The weight is going to be on his shoulders.
Absolutely.
Will the man be able to continue to go off like he has been doing online? That is the big question for us. Mad Cat at number 8. Once again, guys, if you disagree with any of our players in order, Make sure you show some love to Malo on Twitter, MVLLOW. That is Max, our writer today. Going in number 7, though, we got another player from FaZe. We just saw Enable coming in at number 10.
Yeah.
Our second FaZe player in the top 10 is going to Slasher.
Oh, absolutely. Slasher really made a name for himself so far in AW. You can see some of his stats from the MLG Pro League Season 2. 1.04 overall KD, 1.80 uplinks per game, 28 kills almost in the slaying department. And Chris, the reason why Slasher is so high up on this list is because when Slasher's dominating, that's when you see FaZe be able to take down OG in a first best of 5. That's when you really see this FaZe lineup do great things like, well, win the AW Open, because he is a player that can bring so much energy and just raw slaying power to his team. But we've also seen his games where he'll drop on Biolab CTF. We once saw him go, I believe it was like 17 and 32.
Yeah.
Where he'll just play extremely flat, and the rest of his lineup just kind of feeds off that and plays just as poorly.
Slasher, for me, is a key player on this FaZe squad. He's the X factor. I've seen Hook go off. I've also seen Hook quiet. But there's no player who is, I guess, he's so insecure with his gameplay at times. He will just panic, go away from the bow once he loses 3-4 fights in a row, try and run with the sub, and then the team play totally changes the dynamic.
And it just gets worse, honestly, from there.
He needs to stick with the AR, and he needs to get it going early. Slasher, as you mentioned, probably the main reason that I think FaZe was able to beat Optic Gaming at the Columbus Open. I think a lot of people said, Aches is back. Well, Aches really didn't play that great. He had a hurt hand. It was Slasher carrying the heavy load. Sensor played
really
his
well.
best tournament of his life, but really, you remove Slasher from that equation, you without a doubt have a second-place team, if not lower, in my eyes.
He's one of the few ARs that can play super aggressive and still make massive plays happen. A lot of those ARs are more methodical, just kind of move slowly. You don't see him exo boost too much. They just are kind of left triggered in and kill any players that begin to poke out. Slasher will just run at you, double jump over the rocks on retreat, and then kill you. And now he's got a position 5 to 10 seconds quicker, which opens up advantages for his team. If he falls short, though, that's really where things will begin to unravel for this FaZe lineup. He needs to help Hook, especially in the slaying department, as well as Tommy and Enable. He needs to make sure that he shows up at X Games.
Slasher's the backbone for this team.
Yeah.
I think they will stay strong or they will crumble. It's all up to him. Looking at our number 6, though, as we're getting down to our final players here, we're going to go to Envy's Saints. Saints definitely missed at Gfinity. He was definitely missed at their previous event up at UGC Niagara when TK was able to do some dominance there. Saints is here now. He's back on the squad, and he has been a critical part of their success. A 1.1 overall KD. I can't remember the last tournament or LAN that Saints has been to when he hasn't posted a positive KD. The man is a monster, especially come tournament time.
I believe he was the only player in Ghosts to not have a single negative KD at any events. I think Formal was right there with him, but Formal had like one event where he had a .99. Saints is just an explosive player who will get in your face and rip you in half. Key, though, on this NB lineup, because I spoke to TP at UMG Cali, and one thing we spoke about is when Proofy and Saints are both on, he literally said, we're unbeatable. We're unbeatable in the respawns, because that's how confident they are as a team.
Right.
Saints plays this role where he's basically the consistent AR, where you know you're going to get a strong player, a strong stat line, almost every single game from him. Proofy, though, on the other side of things, which we spoke about, has those really inconsistent games.
A little streaky.
Yeah, and that's why if Saints plays poorly, I don't even see how this NV team can even begin to stack up against the best. And that's why he's so high up for this team.
I think Saints says he's been a dominant force as a Slayer. Everyone always puts them in their top 10, but he's kind of more quiet on social media than some of the other top players in the game. So a lot of people kind of forget how dominant this man truly is. We have a clip from some of that dominance. It's Envy versus Optic Nation. This is Game 3, lower bracket, round 1, Biolab CTF. and Saints really the key factor to Envy sticking in this game.
Oh, yeah. He winds up just kind of holding everything down on the map with his BAL in hand up against Optic Nation. We were looking for gameplays for him, and I tweeted, we need a best gameplay from you Saints. Can we wind up seeing one? He sent me like 6 different links where he got like 70 kills.
I just cast him like a few weeks ago. He put up 18 straight kills on the same map. Here he is, though, at Champs $1 million tournament. Both teams fighting for their lives.
The flag is 2. He's got 2 players, though. Merc closing in on him. He's not aware of it. There comes a stun. Hitting him on the right-hand side. TP now closing in as well. Should we get this kill here? Can't do it. Merc's beautiful dashing back there. Just keeps him alive and lets him fight another day. At the same time, Miracle's still back here too with his flag inside of red now. Just trying to keep it away from any players. Could be closing in towards him while they're trying to get this flag and to get a return first to get a flag in.
And now we have Saints as well on the hunt, also on a 4-kill streak. He's also sitting at 8-2, having a great game. He's going to spot the flag runner, but the flag runner, Miracles, is going to be able to dip out of there, and it looks like the flag might actually get returned for Envy. So now Miracles is going to be going for the pull, but Saints already in position. He was able to force him back into snow, so he was able to pull this flag out.
Both their flags once again away. Biolab seems to be one of the CTF maps where you have the most standoffs in any situations. There's just so many routes you can take with that flag as these guys try and come back. Nameless is 2-piece there on Killer, and Miracle's really going to help them out here. It's going to try and find the flag for the return. There it is there, and Envy put the first cap on the board.
Yes, Saints doing great stuff there to be able to get that flag cap, and I think that was a stalemate for about 1.5 minutes, and Miracles had the flag that entire time while Merc ended up dropping it, and then the flag got returned, and then Saints was there to pull it out. So a lot of stuff had to go down there in order for Envy to get the flag cap. However, they will be on board, and Saints still doing work on a 6-kill streak right now.
Well, Stanley's just still on board. We were avoiding him now into Miracles instead, as well as him. He's just trying to circle around here in Biolab, playing ring around the rosy there with Merc. Merc coming out top on that exchange, and Saints really trying to help that thing out. Like he mentioned, 6-kill streak for him. Merc on a 3-kill streak now as well, as these guys try and figure out if they want to go for a flag run. They're just a little iffy. Look at Karma. He's sitting in his own little spawn there as well before he decides to jump off. And Merc, now in Biolab, he's just watching this area. He doesn't want anyone really challenging for this map dominance. If you look at that mini-map, how these guys, obviously from that blue side, which is, of course, the Optic Nation team, they're trying to push up here while a lot of control just then was for Envy.
Now you're going to have Saints trying to work this purple control, but TP is going to be going prone in the corner right behind him. Saints actually going to be able to spot him and pick that kill up, and then Karma going to come in right behind him and clean that kill up. So now we're going to be on board with Killa controlling mid-map, and he's been trying to get purple control as well. If he can get this kill on Nameless here, that's going to clear out Envy out of that back snow, allowing someone to push up. But unfortunately for them, TP is going to get cleaned up off of the overextend by Merc.
See here, Killer on our screens, looking to make a bit of a play happen, perhaps, as he tries just to hide behind the container here for the time being. Saints knows he's there playing peekaboo with him. We'll pick up the kill as Saints now decides to push on out from this side of things and perhaps help his teammate out of Zuma as they decide to go that flag. Well, Zuma looks like he was going to get that flag. Merc slipped in like Superman and just grabbed that flag and ran.
Yeah, Merc being very sneaky, but I actually prefer that. You want a player like Zuma who's going to be like having more slaying power than Merc to not have the flag over his head, and that's going to be 4 down for Optic Nation. Envy's going to be able to run this in completely uncontested, and with 50 seconds left in this third side, Envy is going to go up 2 rounds to nothing, looking extremely good coming out, and Zuma also pulling another flag as I speak.
This is what you want from them, though. You need them to answer back with a confident CTF game, because being 2-0 down in the series, these guys know that it's dire straits right now. It is the loser's bracket. If you lose, you're going home. You are done. Your chance to the COD Champs Championship will be done as well. Karma and Killer picking up a couple of kills each. It's not done yet, but 3 caps in favor right now for Envy. Killer does have hands on flag. He's going to try and run it a little bit here, but he needs to start making a move. Well, his flag does get taken at the same time with players all around him.
Yeah, flag's going to get returned from both sides, and the round's going to end like this. Actually, Saints might have enough time. No one's in position to stop him, so Saints actually might be able to extend this lead to 4 flags to none. There's one player from Optic Nation that's going to be pulling out the flag. That's going to be TP, and he's just going to try and run that as far as possible to let the round end. So veteran play by TP there to get that.
All right, we'll stop it there, but that was just a small sample of what Saints brings to the table. He opened things up 8-2 on a 4 streak. Has a BAL, has an ASM1, pulls the flag, scores it, and then continues to pick up kills on his way to helping Envy secure a second one.
Yeah, 20-5 to end the half. Envy, I think, won that game like 6-0. Wasn't even close. Saints had like 37 kills, I think, at the end of that game. Incredible performance from him, and that's the type of stuff that really can give your team the confidence boost they need. They went down 2-0 in that series, then they were able to bounce back there later on. Saints, dominant performance there. Expect to see plays like that at the X Games.
Renato, my player to watch without a doubt on Envy. If he's playing poorly, Looney can't get his job done. Proofy doesn't generally seem to be able to handle the pressure.
Yeah.
And then TP's not going to be able to focus on the objective either. So Saints, the most important player on this Envy squad come this weekend at X Games. You know he would love to get a gold medal, even get a silver medal, I think. He would just love to be playing for gold in Austin, Texas. That is number 20 through number 6, but we have our final 5 after the commercial break. Uh-oh. I think Max is going to get some hate tweets for number 5. We'll be right back.